During a radio interview last week, not long after he said that if he gets reelected, he would fire Special Prosecutor Jack Smith in about 2 seconds, Donald Trump went even further than that, saying that Jack Smith shouldn't just be fired. He should, in fact, be thrown out of the country with the rest of them. Now, it's not entirely certain who the rest of them is, but based on past comments from Donald Trump, we have no other choice but to assume he is talking about anyone that doesn't like him. But here is what Donald Trump said on the Katz and Cosby show. No, not that Cosby. On Thursday. He said, quote, "We should throw Jack Smith out with them, the mentally deranged people. Jack Smith should be considered mentally deranged and he should be thrown out of the country." Thrown out of the country, right? Like deported. Jack Smith, sorry, but we're revoking your citizenship and getting rid of you. Now, Donald Trump just says things. He says things without thinking every time he speaks. I get that. But what people need to understand is that Donald Trump issues threats. Donald Trump has openly suggested using the United States military to round up the, quote, radical left lunatics, along with the migrants and, all the other people he doesn't like. But he has suggested using the military to do that. So we can't just look at this as, oh, Donald Trump's just rattling things off from the top of his head. Seems to me like this is something Donald Trump maybe didn't say off the top of his head. Maybe it's something he's actually considered. But whether it was just a spur-of-the-moment statement or something he's actually planning on doing, the important thing to remember is that this is technically unconstitutional. Not only does the 14th Amendment protect citizenship of natural-born citizens, but the Supreme Court has also ruled in the past that no, you cannot strip the citizenship of anyone that is a natural-born citizen in the United States, no matter how horrible they are, no matter what they do. If they're born here, they have citizenship forever unless they voluntarily renounce their U.S. citizenship, which of course Jack Smith has not done. So what Donald Trump is suggesting here is in fact unconstitutional. And that's the big takeaway. Again, I don't think Trump understands this. I don't think he understands the gravity of what he's even suggesting here. And I know for a fact that his supporters do not. They don't understand that this is unconstitutional. I'm willing to bet that most of his supporters think that this is a thing you can actually do. The problem is, in a second Trump term, constitutionality doesn't matter. One of his campaign spokespeople just in the last few days came out after, the John Kelly comments about Trump being a fascist, came out and said that in a second term, Donald Trump would be surrounded by people that would do what he says. And that would include the generals in the military. So if Donald Trump were to tell those people, after he fires Jack Smith in 2 seconds, to go apprehend Jack Smith and take him out of the country, he'd be surrounded by people that would do it. Constitutionality wouldn't matter. There's nothing the courts could do, right? What are they going to do? Issue a ruling saying, nope, that's illegal. And Trump would be like, well, they did it anyway. What are you going to do? And then that is the question, what are you going to do? That man, as commander-in-chief, would control the military that he would have already stacked to be completely loyal to him, just like those German generals that he loves so much. Then what? Because that's the part of the equation that people are not taking into consideration. We have rules, we have laws, we have checks and balances, not against a man that controls the full might of the U.S. military. Not over a man that would control every single employee at the Department of Justice. Not over a man who has already rigged the Supreme Court and would be able to rig it most likely even further. There are no checks and balances for that. We would be helpless. That's what's at stake. So when Donald Trump threatens to strip the citizenship of a natural-born citizen, we can't take this as just another stupid thing that Donald Trump says. This is, in fact, a promise of what we could expect from a second Trump administration, and we would all most likely be powerless to stop it. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.